Welcome back, everyone, to today's coverage of the Mumbai Falcons Indian Sim Racing League in association with Volkswagen Motorsport India. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome back to WeatherTech Raceway. We're going to second to recap how things went down in race number 1. Dominant performance for Mohammed Ibrahim, winning by more than a few seconds in today's action. But race 2 will once again see a 12-car invert at the front of the field, meaning whoever finished in P12 in the last race gets now shuffled to the front of the field as the control car for when the green flag flies once more here at this road course. It's also a chance for drivers like Fatah in the number 7 machine you see here for a chance to recover. And after all up and down performance and finishing dead last, the cars were running in the last race for this round. I'd like to remind you once again that the title sponsor for this series is the Mumbai Falcons. Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited is a team of dynamic motorsport drivers aiming to fly high in our inaugural X1 Racing League. Glad to have them a part of this season's campaign. Also glad to have Volkswagen Motorsport India a part of an association with this series. See them on all the cars across the field. Practice times currently ranging for the 117.2s rather to the 119s inside the top 6. Track temperature a little bit lower at 81 degrees this time. In sim time is just before 8 a.m. Some of the air competitors looking to recover after an up and down round is Raymond Summerwell, who at one point started in 6th position, got shuffled out to the back of the field, made his way back up to the top 6, then had to use his fast repair. I'd like to remind you that as we get ready for race number 6 of 10 in the campaign, and the final part of round number 3 as we begin the second half of the season, that all these drivers are competing for a championship prize of one day in testing in a Volkswagen Motorsport Race Spec Championship car, with training from 8-time national champion in karting Formula Racing in Raymond Banerjee. That will also include a prize of thousands of dollars worth of rupees. Thousands of rupees, I should rather say. Runner-up is a 2-day training in a 4-stroke karting from Team Rail Racing with a 1-sponsored race. The Indy Karting Clash Champions. Second runner-up, 1-sponsored race in Indy Karting Clash Champions. Also, the top 5 will receive prize money in rupees. The rest of the drivers will receive merchandise from Volkswagen Motorsport India for the campaign. As we get all set to go for today's action, let's buckle up and get ready for race number 2. After a wild first race, that will move Yadri to the start of the field. Second spot, we'll see Lama, who had a good run early going and got involved in incidents in He'll start on the outside of the front row for the rolling start for race number 2. Hadi starts in 3rd, Cookday starts in 4th, Kuti in 5th, Root starts in P number 6, P number 7, Aned with Tiaji in P number 8. Kadur starts in 9th with Prithvi in the 10th spot. Dulathine starts 11th in your winner in the last race, and Ibrahim starts in P number 12. Rest of the field is per grid slots. You'll see those officially once again on your screen. 13th position, Rakib, Summerwell 14th, Rover in P15. Adele starts in 16th spot today, 17th Ahmed in P number 18, Mohan Raja with Dudia in P number 19. Gazik starts in 20th, rounding up the top 21 positions today. He talked about watching footage of some of the best drivers in the field. The 41 machine once more, Polshan Otadia. 22nd position is Fatah. Gupta starts in 23rd today. Once again, I'd like to remind you the title sponsor for this series is the Mumbai Falcons. They're undertaking several initiatives to innovate and possibly impact the entire motorsports ecosystem and its related facilities. Their overall vision is to develop supporting projects which impact motorsport in the next generation automotive projects. They envision to build a futuristic hub aided by a racetrack, which will serve as a multi-platform environment for innovative auto-related companies, provide educational excellence in a plethora of related fields, and provide a wholesome family experience. They've done some great work, to say the very least, based on the research done in preparation for races such as this today. see them on the back wings of these cars today, as we get all set to go in about 1 minute or so for the drop of the green flag. Once again, for those tuning in for the first time, 20 minutes distance for race number 2. Top 12 is inverted. And as seen at Daytona last week, it's a rolling start for the second race compared to a standing start for race number 1. One driver will start from the pit lane. Sunil Cookday did not make it to the grid in time. He will sacrifice the 4th starting position to start from the pit lane instead. Mind you, this is also a tight track for the safety car period for today's race, especially with the corkscrew, as we talked about, with its 5.5-story drop, as well as the rainy curve in turn number 9. When you combine those two turns, 10 stories of drop from the top of the corner to the bottom of the corner in the rainy curve. See how race number 6 of the campaign goes for the second half of round number 3. Pratamish Yadri in control of the field, all set for the green flag. He rolls his way out of turn number 11, waiting for the flag, gets it to go, back underway for racing, and already up the middle, 3 wide, Kuti to take the lead away. What a start for the 5 machine from 5th to 1st, all while one driver outbrakes themselves into the sand. That was Abdul Hadi, who went off the track. Also went off the track was Gupta in the backdrop. Kaushik was able to get through cleanly, while Cookday was able to get off the pit lane. Yadri cycled to 2nd position, Lama to 3rd, Root to 4th. Battle was on for about 5th on back, though, as they still shuffle around. Right behind that 5th position, in fact, just so happens to be your race winner from last time. Ibrahim was just able to make a pass. You're looking at some of the cars who made mistakes in the opening laps, including Hadi. Went off in the Andretti hairpin, off into the sand trap. Gupta, already done for the race, has gone on the tow truck, all while Kuti has already pulled away by 5 or so car lengths. Fatah has also had to go into the pit lane on the tow truck. Dudia also in a similar situation early. Kuti, Yadri, Root are currently the net 1, 2, 3 positions. Tia G is currently in P number 4. Ibrahim rounds out the top 5. Keep an eye on P6 though. That is where the 57 once again Prithvi is inside the top 6. Ibrahim currently watching along, fight side by side in front of him. Tia G, 5 from the inside of the Andretti hairpin. Makes the move. 3 different cars past the 46 in a corner. However, already the gap between these cars on your screen, about 5 seconds of the race leader. Ibrahim with a heck of a save in the sand. Right now, Kuti in clean air. Yadri still holding on to the draft, heading into the corkscrew. These drivers ready to scrap in the same section. Ibrahim thinks about it. Goes to the right side of the racetrack. Root overshoots the corner, collects the 33. Both cars crash hard, both with significant suspension damage. Let's take a look at this. See Root taking the defensive line, locks up the brakes, and bye-bye car. Both cars now in the pit lane with significant damage. Root, in fact, actually was able to get going, should say, but doesn't have a left front tire. So losing more time than the 33 from that. Yadri, though, is still in 2nd position, 1 second back of Kuti. Prithvi is currently in P number 3 on the board. Then Kadur and Azim round out the top 5 at the moment. That battle for 4th could get interesting because you also have Summerwell within the draft of these 2 machines. Once again, now 82 degrees Fahrenheit, the track temp, starting an hour earlier in sim time compared to race number 1 as per protocol. Samuel was at this spot when he overshot Andretti hairpin at the start of the last race, and then went off the racetrack, was involved in an incident in the same position once more in the second half of the event. Samuel gained 2 seconds last time by, for comparison's sake, by the way, in the 35. Coming to 4 minutes into race number 2. Not a good corner exit off turn 11. Loses some ground with the car in front. Couple of drivers coming in and out of the pit lane, by the way. Ibrahim just coming out of the pit lane in 16th. Al-Ahmed had to go and take a tow truck for an incident in the 12th position. That's moving him around the pylon you see on the left side of your screen as well. But after jumping the standing start in race number 1, Ahmed Kuti is up at the front. Big news circulating in Formula 1 involving his favorite driver, Sebastian Vettel, to say the least, entering today. Nothing concrete yet. Nadri, though, is in second. Prithvi is in the third spot. Prithvi from 10th to 3rd in the span of a couple laps already in this race. Kadur and Azim round out the top 5. Azim going back and forth in red boxes with the car in front of the car in back in Summerwell. Just bouncing back and forth in the time. You can see 1.1 seconds the gap between him and the car behind. But mistakes such as that keep on shrinking the gap and then growing the gap for the car in front, as you see with Kadur. Still has 3 seconds in behind, though, with the fastest car on the racetrack. That is Sai Prithvi, who is running 117 flaps. These cars you're keeping track of in the 117.6s. Still coming to an estimated 11 laps to go this upcoming time by in this race on lap number 5. In total distance, estimated about 16 to 17 laps with the rolling start. Trouble for Summerwell. Had a technical issue, lost a ton of time as a result, and now he's bouncing all over the racetrack. Lost about a second as a result, and now is starting to lose some of the grip in some of the sections. Lost him the draft now as Azim as a result of the loss of focus, all while P7 starting to focus up if you are a fan of TG. 17 seconds back of the leader, yes, but these are among 10 of the 10 cars who have not had to use a fast repair or come to the pit lane yet this race. See the different lines now that we take and listen in. Hard hits on the turtles that time. Not too hard compared to some of the other tracks, but still do not want to smack those. Did not get any wing damage as a result, thankfully. But did get a head of steam heading in the Andretti hairpin. Alejandro was closed on in and quickly that front straightaway, but is still holding on to 7. It's a plus 11 for him. He's one of the biggest movers in the race. The other biggest mover is the 41 machine. That is Ozhan Kotadia, who is currently back in P number 10. Take a look at that car specifically right now in open space. 20 seconds to the next spot. But if anyone makes a mistake, especially in that battle for 7th, there's a chance that car nearly jumps up the pylon. Speaking of mistakes, there's one. TG. Too much curbing coming out of the corkscrew. Loses a good few seconds. Still able to hold on, though, to P number 8. Gap is still 8 seconds to the next spot. Azim, meanwhile, has reeled back in Kadur for P number 4. Azim set the fastest lap of the race. That time by 1:17.058. Should check that fastest of the lap. Fastest of the race still at 1:16.8. gap is about half a second. See if they can close up for the battle once more. Azim, though, not a good corner coming down the Ray Hall straight. Lost a full half a second keeping it off the sand. And another couple tenths of a second gain on corner entry alone in the corkscrew. One of the main things when it comes to road course racing, especially whether it's real world or in the sim, is having the skill to manage the lines. And in our cases, having the confidence to send it into the corners. Seeing some of the differences in braking lines come into play in some of these battles. Speaking of battles, some traffic saying hello to third place. That is Ibrahim, who was involved in that incident in the first laps of the race in the corkscrew. That's 13th place now, and that made its way by pit 3. The 33, by the way, is the quickest car on the track in the 116.5s. Much the field in the 116.6s, the 7s. But it's now becoming a draft buffer now to get up to Yadri. That's only under 2 seconds now for the next position coming halfway in race 2. Emmett Kuti is still up at the front meanwhile in clean space. Almost 5 seconds the gap. The season finale last season had fought hard with eventual champion Petrie, but back and forth at some points with Rafi. Before making contact with the lap car coming out of turn 11 at the midway point of that race. Rafi, though, might have a shot of position. Traffic holding up Yadri. Now within range. He's been able to make a couple passes today in Sector 2. Has also made a couple passes in late braking. Not in the passing section quite yet, but you can see just how much he's able to gain by late braking by a good car length or two compared to some of his competitors. His next best chance to make a pass out of turn 10 heading towards turn 11. Meanwhile, there's been trouble behind them. Root from 12th position went off around to the corkscrew. Back off and going in the middle of traffic, just held up the battle with Summerwell. This is what happened. You see him go off the track, rejoined, slowed up a couple cars, back off and away, though has some damage as you see him go off the circuit for a second. Allwood Privy has a draft. Idri, defensive line once again, gives him the bottom side this time. Move side Privy on the pass off, up into P2. Tracking for one of his best results of the season. What has been an up and down campaign. Favorite driver Lewis Hamilton. Formula One, of course, a dominant driver at that level. Multiple series championships. Looking to try and do the same here. Azim, meanwhile, looking to chase after P4. Lost 2 tenths, in fact, last time, but he's constantly been gaining ground and now has to get around some cars who are wrecked. That's Ibrahim and Al-Ahmed who went around to the corkscrew. That was after Al-Ahmed lost control on his own, collected Ibrahim in the process. You see the 20th place car here had backed up out of the way and is still trying to get back up out of the way, in fact. The 33, though, had nowhere to go when he tried to go forward, though, on the rejoin. Didn't hold up the battle too much between 4th and 5th place, though, coming to 6 minutes to go in a few moments. Stroll trying to hold on for the time being, lost 0.2 of a second. It's gone back and forth in the pendulum swing, to say the least, in the interval between these two. Once again, same inside the slipstream. It's been more confident section though for Kadur. Once again, bad exit going in towards the Ray Hall straight. Turn 6 has been a weakness of the 35 all day. Trying to get it all back and late braking in one corner in the corkscrew. Bouncing around half a second behind. Air battle also is going on, by the way, in part with what happened there. This is Yadel trying to hold on. Oshan Kotadia. The car closing in by 0.6 of a second right now. Spoke with him a little bit, the driver trailing. Talked about watching the tape of some of the best drivers including Cypress to see how they were taking their lines to try and improve. In turn, has had one of his better rounds of the season after having trouble, yes, in race 1, but having a decent finishing position. By the way, P4 has swapped hands as he made the pass going in turn 1 through the Andretti hairpin. And now Kadur is back into 5th position. I have a shot for a pass back though, coming to 4 estimated laps to go. Whoever's got the cleaner air seems to get the better run through turn 6 today. However, the car behind seems to be able to send it deeper in the corkscrew. So all while Kuti still leads the race, lost 0.4 last time by, then 1:16.9 this time by. But the gap is still large, more than 6 seconds to Cypher B, which would gain 0.4 in the span of one sentence. Victory still is holding on to 3rd position in comfortable margin. Lost half a second last time by to Azim, who's in P4, but still has more than a 3-second cushion. Only 4 seconds, in fact. Kadur rounds up the top 5 at the moment of the 1:18.8. Last time by, lost about 1.8 seconds. Summerwell still in 6th position, then 7th spot. Good run and a good position gain for the 1 car. Job with a +11, biggest mover overall now today in this race. Still holding on to an 8-second cushion to the 46. Tiaji still has about a 2+ second cushion though to Cook Day. Mind you that the 75 starting from the pit lane, did not make it to the starting grid, was in 4th position originally for the drop of the rolling start green flag. Barney the flagman. Dell still holding on to the top 10 at the moment by 2 seconds. For Kotadia as well. For the 11 drivers right now on the lead lap. Separated by 1 minute and 13 seconds. Everybody else 1 lap down or more, including Hadi after his mistakes had to use a fast repair. 7 seconds for pit lane. Root had to do the same thing. He's back in 13th. Lama had to serve 2 minutes. Had to take the tow overall. Back in 14th. 10 of the top 11 have not had any trouble today. Rakim, he had to serve 1 minute and 29 seconds in the pit box. Rough second race for Nunn in 16th position for Tom. Rough round overall is at 17th. Ibrahim going off the track at 18th. 1 DNF. That's caution. He's back in 21st though. Ahmed and Gideon in front of him. That's a recap of how the running order is going. 2 laps to go. Taken at the stripe. Gridby still setting fastest lap times of the race in clean space with 1:16.3. The battle on your screen is for position for 14. car off in front of him. That was 16th. Now spun around and has broken the suspension, collected Yadri. Azim is now in the 3rd spot as a result. Let's take a look here. As you can see, trying to get back and going, and boom! Yadri, after having what could have been back-to-back podiums and back-to-back inver races, now has to serve a tow truck. And trouble for second! Prithvi collected in the corkscrew. That was contact with the last car in the lead lap last time by, the 41. Kadudia. And now that car is busted. Final lap of the race. 2nd and 3rd is completely fallen apart. And the disastrous 3rd season continues for the defending champion. Prithvi makes his way to the pit lane, dropping down the pylon in rapid procession. Azim is now in 2nd. Kadur is now in 3rd. Summerwell's now in 4th. And a chance for Tiaji to move up into the top 5 if he's got enough time with the faster pair for the 57. Prithvi just made it to the pits, across the stripe. Gonna come side by side nearly as cones go flying. Prithvi does fall back to 5th, might have a shot to take it back in the last lap. What a wild turn of events in the past minute or so in this race. Final corners for the overall race leader, Kuti. Make it 5 of 6 at the head of the field. He's coming to the final corners now. Oh, while P5 is crashing off and away. Prithvi making contact with TNG, spins him around. Kuti's taking the checkered while P5 makes wheel-to-wheel contact. A second car, that was Hadi, who was in the middle of the track, but Kuti is 1, 5 of 6. Azim 2nd, Kadur in 3rd, Summerwell flipping his way to 4th. Prithvi might come home in 5th. Cook Day, after all of that, in 6th position. What a wild final lap as TNG comes home in 7th. Bahandra Job rounding out the top 8. Yadam along with Gududia, Rakib, Root, all finish laps down. Rest of the drivers do not finish. Hadi, Yadri, Fatah, Lamed, Lama, Awamed, Anan, Dudia, Ibrahim, Kaushik round out those drivers. Grover did not make it to the start, as well as Gupta. Let's have a word with your race winner. 5th race win in 6 total races. Nearly sweeping 3 straight rounds to start off the season. How does it feel to win this race?
Yeah, it feels so good actually. I didn't expect to even get a win, especially considering Abraham was gonna be here. But yeah, as I said before the race, just had a clean start. Actually had a really good start. Like everyone else had a bad start, I guess. But directly went into the lead and pretty much from there just maintaining the gap behind.
How was it for traffic management today? Because I'm not sure if you know this, just in the final laps, 2nd and 3rd got involved in incidents. P5 had wheel-to-wheel contact, and at least 2 cars crashed inside the corkscrew. How was traffic management for you to get around some of the cars?
Yeah, actually, the last 3 laps, I was lapping a lot of people, the back markers, and like they were having their own fights. So I just didn't want to get involved in any incidents, so I had to like slow down even up to a second, some laps. So yeah, that's fine now.
Indeed. Now, great points position heading into the final 2 rounds of the season. Next round, we'll see races 7 and 8 at Texas Motor Speedway, the full road course. Lay out your thoughts on Texas.
Yeah, I haven't really driven it yet, but I'm sure it should be really nice. Daytona was really nice as well, and hopefully that's also good, and I can perform well there as well.
Anyone you want to thank for being a part of your 5th win in 6 races?
I just like to thank everyone, literally, uh, all my rivals, and yeah, thank everyone for making this league possible.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. Congratulations on the victory.
Yep, thanks.
Amit Kuti coming home with the victory today. That's his 5th in 6 races. That's 2.5 out of 3 possible round victories if you break it down that direction. But overall, a wild finish to this one. We'd like to thank you for tuning in for today's coverage of the Mumbai Falcons Indian Sim Racing League in association with Volkswagen Motorsport India. We'd like to thank my producer once again, Ansel Raw, for producing what was a thrilling broadcast today. Once again, congratulations to your race winners. For Mohammed Ibrahim, along with Amit Kuti. I'm Justin Burns saying so long. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you at Texas Motor Speedway coming up this Friday, May the 15th. Stay tuned.